जी हाँ, बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है आपका सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन की इस डिस्कशन सीरीज में। जी हाँ, सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स के इस डिस्कशन सीरीज में जल्दी से 2.2.3 यानी कि पॉलिनेशन को रिवाइज कीजिए। The first question, in the preceding section, you have learned that the male and female gametes in the flowering plants are produced in the pollen grain and dash dash respectively. Then next, as both types of dash dash are non-motile, they have to be brought together for dash dash to occur. How is this achieved? The next, pollination dash dash is the mechanism to achieve these objects. The next, transfer of pollen grain shed from anther to the dash dash of a pistil is termed dash dash. The next, flowering plants have evolved an amazing array of dash dash to achieve pollination. The next, they make use of external agents to achieve dash dash. The next, can you list the possible external agents? The next, kinds of pollination जल्दी से रिवाइज कीजिए। चलिए, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द सोर्स ऑफ पॉलन, पॉलिनेशन के कितने टाइप्स होते हैं। The next, what do you mean by autogamy? The next, what do you mean by gitogamy? The next, what is mean by genogamy? जल्दी से रिवाइज कीजिए ऑटोगेमी को। The first question, in this type of dash dash is achieved within the same flower. The next, transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the dash dash, that is figure 2.9a. जल्दी देखिए फिगर 2.9a को। The next, in a normal flower which opens and exposes the anthers and the dash dash, complete autogamy is rather rare. The next, dash dash in such flowers requires synchrony in dash dash release and stigma receptivity, and also the anther and the stigma should lie close to each other so that dash dash can occur. The next, some plants such as dash dash common, pansy, oxalis and commelina produce two types of flowers, that is dash dash flower which are similar to flowers of other species with exposed anther and stigma, and dash dash flower which do not open at all. फिगर 2.9c को देखिए। The next, in such flowers dash dash and dash dash lies close to each other. When anthers dehisces in the flower buds, pollen grains come in contact with the stigma to dash dash. The next, thus clistogamous flowers are invariable autogamous as there is no chance of cross pollen landing on the dash dash. The next, dash dash flower produce assured seed set even in the absence of pollinators. The next, do you think that clistogamy is advantageous or disadvantageous to the plant? Why? The next, जिटेनोगेमी, जल्दी से रिवाइज कीजिए जिटेनोगेमी को। The first question, transfer of dash dash from the anther to the dash dash of another flower of the same plant. The next, although dash dash is functionally cross-pollination involving a pollinating agent, genetically it is similar to autogamy since the pollen grains come from the same plant. Then next, xenogamy. जल्दी से रिवाइज xenogamy. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the dash dash of different plant, that is figure 2.9b. This is the only type of pollination which during pollination brings genetically dash dash type of pollen grains to the stigma. फिगर 2.9 ए सेल्फ पॉलिनेटेड फ्लावर्स को क्या आप देख पा रहे हैं? द नेक्स्ट फिगर 2.9 बी क्रॉस पॉलिनेटेड फ्लावर्स को क्या आप देख पा रहे हैं? द नेक्स्ट सी क्लिस्टोगेमस फ्लावर्स को क्या आप देख पा रहे हैं? क्या आप क्लिस्टोगेमस फ्लावर यानी सी को देख पा रहे हैं? द नेक्स्ट एजेंट ऑफ पॉलिनेशन को जल्दी से रिवाइज कीजिए. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, प्लांट्स यूज टू dash dash and one biotic, that is animals agent to achieve dash dash. The next, majority of plants use dash dash agents for pollination. Only a small proportion of plants use abiotic agents. Pollen grains coming in dash dash the stigma is a chance factor in both wind and water pollination. The next, to compensate for these uncertainties and associated loss of dash dash, the flower produce enormous amount of dash dash when compared to the number of ovules available for pollination. The next, to compensate for these uncertainties and associated loss of pollen grains, the flower produce dash dash amount of pollen when compared to the number of ovules available for pollination. The next, dash dash by wind is more common amongst abiotic pollinations. The next, dash dash also requires that the pollen grains are light and non-sticky so that they can be transported in dash dash currents. The next, they often possess dash dash stamens so that the pollen are easily dispersed into dash dash current. फिगर 2.10. जल्दी से देखिए इसको. The next, and large often feathery stigma to easily trap airborne pollen grains. The next, dash dash pollinated flowers often have a single ovule in each ovary and numerous flowers packed into inflorescence. A familiar example is to corncob. The tassels you see are nothing but the dash dash and dash dash which wave in the wind to trap pollen grains. The next, dash dash pollination is quite common in grasses. Figure 2.10, a wind pollinated plant showing compact inflorescence and well exposed stamens. The next, pollination by dash dash is quite rare in flowering plants and is limited to about dash dash genera, mostly monocotyledons. The next, as against this, you would recall that water is a regular mode of transport for the male gamete among the lower plant groups such as alga, bryophytes, and dash dash. The next, it is believed particularly for dash dash and dash dash that their distribution is limited because of the need for water for the transport of dash dash and dash dash. The next, some examples of dash dash plants are dash dash and dash dash which grew in fresh water and several marine sea grasses such as dash dash. Then next, not all dash dash plants use water for pollination. Then next, in a majority of dash dash plants such as water hyacinth and water lily, the flowers emerge above the level of dash dash and are pollinated by insects or wind, as in most of the land plants. The next, in a dash dash, the female flower reach the surface of water by the long stalk, and the dash dash flower or pollen grains are released onto the surface of water. The next, they are carried passively by water currents, that is figure 2.11a. Some of them eventually reach the dash dash flower and stigma. The next, in another group of water pollinated plants such as dash dash, dash dash remain submerged in water and the pollen grains are released inside the water. The next, dash dash in many such species are long, ribbon-like, and they are carried passively inside the water. Some of them reach the stigma and achieve pollination. The next, in most of the dash dash species, pollen grains are protected from wetting by mucilaginous covering. The next, both wind and water pollinated flowers are not very dash dash and do not produce nectar. What would be the reason for this? The next, dash dash of flowering plants use a range of animals as pollinating agent. The next, bees, butterflies, flies, beetles, wasps, ants, moths, birds, that is sunbirds and hummingbirds, and bats are the dash dash agents figure 2.11b. The next, among the animals, insects, particularly bees, are dash dash pollinating agent. The next, even larger dash dash such as some dash dash, dash dash, or even dash dash have also been reported as pollinators in some species. Figure 2.11a, pollination by water in Vallisneria. B, insect pollination. The next, we discuss in the next session of this discussion series. Please like, share and subscribe this channel.